In your life.
Hey everyone, welcome to Get Your Shit Together. My name is Steve Poikinen. I am joined by my better than your co-host, Ali Alexandra.
Hey, how you doing?
And this is our call-in show that we premiered last week. If you were with us, it was brought to you by the letter F. That
Yes,
was
it was.
hysterical. It was a good time, man. It was.
It was.
And I'm hoping we can continue in that vein. In our long established tradition of incredibly fun, incredibly entertaining and informative call-in shows that we have done here on the program Lo these many week. And we'll
Hey, stall for like 2 minutes.
I can do that, man. I can. So let
I'll
me
be right
tell
back.
you about the Festival of Whistleblowing Dissent and Accountability that our good friend Deepa Driver has put together. Um, I will be helping out on the behind the scenes and on this thing throughout. Starts at 8 a.m. in the UK, which means midnight here in California, Stan. Um, so I will be on that end for a little bit, and then from like 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on, and we'll be with the whatnot. um so this is what it looks like, and there are going to be so many people that are involved in this. It's ridiculous how many people are involved in this thing, and I
Wow.
get, and thanks to Misty, and I'm going to guess Steph, Jimmy Dore has been added to the panel with Max Blumenthal and a couple other folks. Let me see if okay. I'll go ahead and pull the. Oh, the schedule's hella tiny. It's kind of hard to see. I'll make it nice first. We do it live.
Yes, we do.
We do.
That we do.
Make it so people could actually see this fucking thing. And come back over here to there. You need to be able to. They need to do a share screen function where you can like switch tabs.
Yeah.
Like why, and it just transitions from one to the other without having to come back. So Nikki Hager kicks it off. We'll be at like midnight here. And there's going, this is like, this whole section right here is, I think, was put on by one of the German groups. And there's gonna be some interesting people, dude. Okay, so check this out. Claire Daly, right, the member of parliament of the Irish Parliament, who's given such like, just a lot of clips have been going viral of her lately, delivering smackdown after smackdown regarding civil liberties and Julian Assange and a number of other issues, to the point to where she's got a podcast with another member of the Irish Parliament, Mick Jackson, and like they talk about this shit. Like she's becoming, as known for her commentary as she has been, just for the fact she was in Parliament. But her and our friend David McBride and John Rees are going to be on a panel together that's facilitated by Loki, the hip hop artist out of the UK, who's badass, by the way. And that will be cool. A little bit later in the day. From 3:45. Oh, that's UK time. Never mind. At any rate, Laurie Love, Jeremy Hammond, Andy Mueller Mon, and Nathaniel Frank are going to be on a panel. And that will be incredibly cool because Jeremy Hammond is basically going to be in a room like either on somebody else's computer or somebody else's phone with like 2 cops and 2 FBI agents standing right there because he's not allowed to make this call. Like Deepa, and I'm going to assume a number of attorneys got special permission and arranged for him to be able to, because of the terms of his probation, his parole, not allowed to associate with any known dissidents or dissident groups. There's another number of other types of people that he is not legally allowed by the terms of his parole to associate with, and all of them are a part of this thing. So that's extra special cool.
That's cool.
Everyone is going to be on their best behavior, unfortunately, but also fortunately, because that means we'll be able to actually see the dude again when his parole's up.
I know. Oh yeah.
You want to put the number up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the chat, but put it
I
up
have
here.
not done that with the Rockfin chat yet.
Oh. We do it.
War Deer
lines are open,
Entertainment,
folks.
thank you for the tip over on the Rockfin. He says, I might call in if I don't pass out. Pretty crunk right now, bro. Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I mean, by all means,
Remember, you want to talk about aliens, whatever, don't matter. Like, weird
literally
shit.
anything. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I am 100% willing to abandon the idea of not exactly therapy in favor of fucking we could get weird, dude. And I will really want to be able to just drive it. Like I would like to be able to Art Bell this as much as humanly possible. So
Yes.
657-298-4767.
Hey, we got a call.
We got a call.
You are live.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
What's
My
going
name's
on?
Brennan. I've been watching you guys since a little after January.
Right on.
Right
man.
on.
Hey, welcome to
I wanted
to
to tell you,
the program.
yeah, dude, you guys have an awesome program. I wanted to let you guys know that you put me on the Deborah Gets Red Pill podcast, and I started watching that. And the funny thing is, at the exact same time, I was basically blackpilling my own grandmother.
Really?
Yeah, I
That's
live with her. I
awesome.
take care of
That
her.
is
I've taken care of her for the past few years. I'm out here in Rhode Island, the 401.
Okay.
What
But
part of Rhode Island?
I actually have a southern part, Wakefield.
Okay, like my sum total experience with Rhode Island is Prov, East Prov, and Newport.
Yeah,
never
it's
been.
south of Newport.
Okay.
But I've actually been to a lot of the places where you've been, Steve. I grew up for about 5 years of my life in Elwood, Indiana.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where is
I lived in
So
Elwood
you
for
know.
a long time. Right on 2400 in South Ag.
Okay.
Elwood, Indiana?
Yeah.
Where's that at? I'm looking it
It's
up.
like south of Anderson.
Okay.
It's like right down the road from Anderson.
Oh, small.
And then I've actually
Okay.
just spent this past summer, I just went out this past summer to Mount Shasta and was working out on a farm there.
Hell
And I
yeah.
didn't discover you until right after I got back, more or less. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Did you go hang out?
You guys have had a real good influence on like my grandmother and trying to get her to wake up to some stuff.
Hell
That's,
yeah.
that's
We
So
love
I actually
hearing
do
that.
appreciate you guys a lot for that.
Our friend Hunter, who we've been able to hang out with a couple of times, said that she was helping her husband's parents move, and we were on in the background the whole time, and it was like moving her parents a little bit too, and that's just the coolest shit in the world to hear, man. So thank you very much.
Oh, dude.
It's nice
No,
to
you guys
know
are
that
doing
I'm not
great
just
work.
screaming
I
into the
appreciate
void
it.
all the time.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
awesome.
just wanted to call in to tell you guys how much I appreciate your show and just in general. I've been watching it for a while now, and you've done a lot of good work putting me on to different people. And it's kind of funny because you wouldn't have suspected of who I started watching to get to you. It started
Okay,
with
let's hear it.
Oh yeah,
Kyle
let's hear the
Kalinske.
trail. Like, how did
No
you, how did you?
bullshit. It
Same
started
here,
with
same
Kyle
here,
Kalinske
actually.
and Jimmy Dore. And it kind of just took me down that path of being like, well, they're only telling me part of the truth. They're only telling me some of the truth. And then from Jimmy Dore, it went to Convo Couch and then to you guys.
Well, yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's
And
awesome.
look, I mean, really, dude,
So,
that's the
hey,
way
I mean-
that shit's supposed to work. And I'm very grateful for the fact that, like, those guys get to go on that show. You know?
Yeah,
And
It just, for
and
me,
yeah,
it's kind of cool
and they're
that
traveling
somebody
right
who
now,
is as
so I
wrong
wanna-
as Kyle could lead me to somebody who's been more on point like you guys eventually. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's just good work you guys been doing. That's why, I mean, I'm fanboying over here. Sorry about that, guys.
I think we got another.
I was
call coming, too.
fangirling that I got the show. It's all good.
All right, guys. I'm going to let you go. You guys got another caller.
Thank you.
All right, well, we
Well,
have a
thank
great
you so
night, man. Thanks
much.
for calling in.
Thanks for calling.
You are
That's
on
awesome.
the air.
I'm going to let you go.
Hello?
All right. We have a great night. Hey, can you hear us?
Oh, he needs to turn the laptop off.
Oh yeah, your volume. That's only.
Can you hear us now?
There we go.
All right, good. Can I get 2 orders of pork lo mein vegan, a shrimp noodle vegan, and
I know
a
that
couple of those
voice. It's always
spring rolls you got in there? I
appreciated.
heard it great over there.
We only have steak tonight, pasta. It's Friday night. It's prime rib night here at Slow News Day. However, it is in fact rare. How you doing, my
You just
friend?
had to
I
call
was
in after
just gonna say that you guys were traveling, and I was going to wish you safe journeys on your way back home. It was.
We
It was
know
coming
we're
out of
listening.
my mouth when the last caller was on.
Well, you know, that caller said that he found us by way of Jimmy and found you by way of the combo, and I was like, we just got a call because not only was that last caller good looking, he's smart too, and we just wanted to put it on the record. Yeah, shout out to that caller.
I keep telling people we have the best looking audience on the internet. And here you confirm this of your own volition and free will, and that is a beautiful thing. And an extra special shout out to Johnny Buttons there. Johnny
Yeah,
both sides
Johnny
of the
Buttons is on
camera.
driving detail right now.
Johnny everywhere. Yeah.
Johnny everything.
Johnny everything. Fucking
How you doing, Allie?
World's biggest Peruvian. There he is.
The
The biggest Peruvian
other
in the world.
Peruvian is asleep. Oh, she's here. Hold on. Sorry. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Sleep. I hate it when pasta speaks for me when you shouldn't. Gee.
That is horrifically rude. And how does that make you feel, Fee?
Yeah.
I mean, you're on the college show. We may as well do this. How does that make you feel?
How does it make you feel, Fee?
Feel like I don't have a voice. God damn it. Okay. When people
Fee,
speak for me,
I want
okay?
you to know that I see you and I hear you.
He's just
Now
louder,
buy
that's
my
all.
mixtape and vote for me.
Oh my god.
You know, listen, I'm voting for Steve as the best. No, Steve is the best fucking comeback man on Twitter. He chops you up, shreds you up. They said, you know what the compliment the other day was, Steve? They're like, that's a good retweet over there because I was going after Walker Bragman. It's very Steve-esque.
Yes, that's what Johnny said. He goes, it's very Steve-esque.
Very Poikin-esque.
Shredded that guy. You shredded
Walker.
Walker.
Dude, that guy. I'm just it makes me sad because like the internet didn't hurt Walker. You know, column space didn't hurt Walker. and yet here he is lashing out at both, you know, column inches and the internet in general, because he lacks the character of his own convictions to be able to put forth a decent response to even the most mildest of criticisms. It's a shame.
No, he wants to be on the mainstream media so bad, just like.
Oh my
you said.
god, dude! Like legit, dude. He's you know, jailhouse style doing sit-ups at the foot of his bed with like the anchor desk that belongs to Chris Cuomo, and he's just staring at it. Someday.
Like his rock music.
Right to like Eye of the Tiger or some shit.
Yeah.
I'll be back momentarily.
he's got the poster of Cuomo right on the wall as he's doing push-ups.
Coming for your time slot, Cuomo.
How bad has Bernie been lately? You seen some of these fucking tweets? He's actually standing up for Liz Cheney. Give me a break.
All I did was like tweet out like over and over and over again. Yeah. And I mean, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. I saw a tweet where someone threw a headline out. I mean, it was a screenshot of a headline, and the headline was Liz Cheney says Bernie Sanders is a dirty commie with daddy issues.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there like, can I carry your bag? You know.
I know, right?
With all of the water that Bernie Sanders has carried for the Democratic establishment, you'd think he would be like tired and wouldn't have the energy to go fucking carry Liz Cheney's water, but there he is, dude. There he is, and I mean he's spry for his age.
Yeah. Well, we're heading on the way back. We don't want to take up all the time on your show. We want to let some other callers get a chance because we speak on the reg. We love you guys. Great seeing you.
Okay, but you got to stall for a little bit because Sleepy Josh had to go take care of something.
I'm back.
Oh, okay, never mind. Get out of here. You fucking bothering
Love you,
me,
Pasta. Love you, Fee and Johnny.
kid. Love you guys.
Drive safe.
Arizona.
You know, it's bullshit, and we're Nazis for covering this audit. We're just reporting on it. So yeah, we're going back to our secret Nazi cave in Los Angeles.
I mean, what the fuck though, dude? Like seriously, what the fuck? How do people wake up every day and go, I can't function until I have become outraged over something Fee said or did? Like, that's your oxygen.
Such power you have.
I don't know, dude. It's
Exactly.
crazy. Like,
It's the power you have, B.
I don't have, like, they're wrong. Like, there's no power there. Like, it's just, I don't understand it. Like, when did journalism become, like, you have to only cover the stories that fit with your ideology? Like, what? Like, I thought you had to cover everything, even if, I thought it was the truth that you were trying to figure out here, not like, oh, I don't like these people because Trump, and so what, it's 2021, we're how many months in? Donald Trump's not in office. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, I'm just so sick and tired of these people. Like, I have no patience anymore. I've lost, like, all my patience for these people. Like, I need to be opposed.
So we had Sky on Tuesday this week. Had a lovely conversation. It was delightful. Look forward to her coming back on the show. And I mean, before we were even off the air, like I got out of the Jitsi call and did some shit and went back to Twitter, and like there was already a fucking DM that was like, hey, this person was spreading misinformation about Tulsi and hate. And I'm like, is it stopping anyone from listening to her podcast? Like,
Right.
what do
You don't have to
you
agree
want
with what she's saying.
me to do? Like, I don't fucking, the chick has a Twitter account called Imagine Trusting Politicians and Celebrities. I would go in expecting her to say something about your pet Congress critter that you disagree with. You know?
Yeah,
I
she puts
mean-
it out there. Yeah, she puts it out there. I mean, you don't have to like it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's the same for everybody. Everybody should be able to be criticized. Like, I don't. That's
Right, but
that's
like
wrong.
actually like that as your Twitter handle is checking off a box for me that says, okay, we could talk. You know, or like we could at least have, you know, an adult conversation. We could disagree about some shit, but because that's your baseline too, that means more than likely we can disagree about some shit, and we're not going to try and like to kill each other online or in real life because of that.
Yeah. You know, the good thing about Sky Dottie is she's consistent. Like, I don't agree with her on her stance on Tulsi, but like today I saw her with a tweet about like Bernie Sanders that was just like so real. It was like she was like, seriously, at this point, like, who are the people that still even follow Bernie anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, like, are they the ones who are just completely convinced, you know, when he fucking just bent the knee to the establishment, or like, you know, or what are they? I mean, so she's very consistent in her views, so I'll give her that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's important.
and also Tulsi Gabbard is still a politician, but you know, I mean, like, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody not to watch her podcast. I wasn't telling anybody not to vote for her. I was telling people not to vote, period. But I, you know, don't fault the people who thought they were voting like out of pocket
What?
by doing, you know, because almost everyone that I know, especially the people that were like, you know, throwing out a lifeline at Tulsi is like, okay, man, this really like last fucking resort. You know, and if this turns out to be bullshit, like, I don't even know. And like most of them went, oh yeah, that's right. She did immediately endorse Joe Biden because everybody signed a thing that said that's what they were going to do. And fucking, like, that's what, you know, somebody who's trying to keep or put their party in power is going to do. And that's the fucking point.
Yeah.
Oh, she was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought my computer was going to blow up. We're good.
Oh, no.
Well, I know. I didn't, though.
Well, okay, but like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you making it angrier by being on?
No. We just a little reboot. I mean, I did have like 7,000 things running. You know, the tabs. It was all kinds of things. You know.
That'll do it.
A little reboot.
Yeah.
Allie, can I say something?
Sure.
Chicago pizza sucks. It's a casserole.
Man,
It ain't even
I'm not.
pizza.
Yep, you're right. I'm too tired to get engaged.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I
I'm not
wanted to say
upset about it.
You know what's great
Chicago
about
people
that?
don't eat deep dish pizza.
You know what's great about that though is Pasta goes, "Can I say something?" You can hear Fee in the background going, "Just shut the fuck up, man. Don't."
I know.
That's funny.
You see what she's got to go through? See what Johnny's got to go through on a regular basis over here? Jesus.
Yeah.
And then you add the fact that like there's a frequent Glory Jones at the Convo House too. Yeah. Frequent,
yeah.
or at least we were there. You couldn't fucking get rid of her.
What's it doing?
I love you, Glory Jones. I know you're.
God damn it.
I know you're listening. I'm just fucking with you. I'm
Nope.
just fucking with you.
We're leaving Phoenix a little bit like, I don't know. We really haven't talked about everybody's feelings yet and stuff, but the things that we did discover, you know, I know Johnny was kind of like, when he was in there, he was seeing that stuff, and Johnny's been, you know, obviously following audits and showing up to audits and showing up to the, LA registrars, counting tabulation center a lot, more than anybody in this fucking on this planet. But we saw that part, and I liked it too as well. The way they're doing the whole counting, and obviously audits like this. To me, I think this is the main place where we can, if we were to ever get power back, or ever to have power for once, and take it away from the predator class. This is where we do it. With elections, if we can fix it, because I honestly believe that if elections are fixed, populist messages will prevail, but they're so fucked up that they won't. But leaving this whole audit, it's kind of like we see something that's pretty awesome, but there's still a lot of roadblocks in the way. The Democrats over there, the Secretary of State Democrat, Katie Hobbs, and along with the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, which have some establishment Republicans on it and establishment Democrats, have still put up a lot of hurdles to get the things necessary to get a real forensic audit done. I mean, they still haven't handed it over.
Okay, so what really went down in Arizona? Like, what's the takeaways?
Well,
like, what's being reported and
said,
what really happened?
Well, like I said, the process of the counting and the recounting, I think it's awesome. We showed some of it with the Lazy Susans, the way they spin it around. They take the time to count the ballots, to authenticate the ballot. They're hitting it with UV lights, different cameras, all that stuff. But to get a pure forensic audit, and we found this out just recently, and we were able to speak to the gentleman who's the head of the audit. His name is Ken Bennett. He's the ex-Secretary of State. They haven't been given certain things that are really going to hinder a full forensic audit. And one of them is the secondary passcodes to get in there and access all the administrative logs within the tabulation machines. It's the same thing that Johnny has been going through with Raji Robb, and they're actually suing them. Like, they're trying to get a hold of these logs to see who went into, was that Raji suing? Yes. Raji suing, I'm sorry. But Johnny's been working with him on the case. And, just to try to get these logs, to see who accessed these machines beforehand, during the election, after, whatnot, to make those kind of public record. They don't have the passcodes to do that, in Arizona, in Maricopa County. They also want to get the logs to the routers from the Maricopa County facility, where they can see if, in fact, the internet was interacting with the machines. And they won't give over those logs, and they say because it's going to be putting, they said it's the blueprint to the county, and it would put, like, sheriff lives in danger or whatnot to give over these logs.
And the Secretary of State has hashtag BLM in her personal profile, but now she's being protected by the state troopers, which is hilarious. They're saying they're trying to protect the enforcers, so they can't give them the router access. It makes zero sense, and we're being gaslit too, because they're covering it like they've had many audits, and they haven't had any audits. This is the first time they're doing any of it, and it's hard because I don't agree with the ideology of a lot of these people pursuing it, and there are some Trumpers that are ruining it because they're spreading actual fake shit all over the internet, and so it makes it easier for the liberals to come in and block it, and it's done by design. I fully believe this is fucking done by design. Like, they want to make a mockery out of you or me or anybody questioning elections, because that way it can be a conspiracy theory instead of something that is actually real and that is actually necessary for all of America. Like, that's what they're doing, and it's working. Actually, it's working fucking really well with the propaganda. Unfortunately, you saw those people online. They all consider it a fake audit. They like, even progressives who are like, I love your work, but like this, like, they don't, because it's so driven by ideology. Yeah.
And both sides are just going fucking crazy because the actual Telegram chat for the audit is turned into a fucking QAnon board, just about talking about watermarks and fucking on ballots and bamboo inside the paper. It's become ridiculous.
That's a new one.
And
I didn't know
the third hurdle. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna actually. I'm curious. Like, if there was like one thing, like, what do you wish, like the hardcore Trump people who are like you said, kind of ruining it? Like, what do you wish that they would realize? Because I feel like there's a lot that they're not understanding. I wish they would, because it could have been more effective. I feel
Yeah.
like
That a magic man on a chat board isn't real.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's how.
just to realize this really, it shouldn't be about Trump or Biden at this point. It's about really recognizing our elections and fixing the framework moving forward. Because those
Right.
two hurdles are one thing, but the third hurdle is, and I know a lot of people around the nation want this because they realized there was a lot of extra ballots this time, right? It was about
Yeah.
clustering. You had a ton more votes than last time. There was a ton more votes this time than there were last time, just ridiculous. So a lot of people want to see authenticating of signatures. Well, that's the third hurdle we realized too as well, is that they haven't been given the envelope with the signatures to match them. And in fact, Katie Hobbs got the senators to agree to not let cyber ninjas certify or authenticate the signatures. So if they want to authenticate those signatures, even if they get the opportunity to do it, they're going to have to bring in another vendor to do that as well. So right now it's not as like promising as we had once hoped for.
Damn. Sucks.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I'm glad you guys went
So
down
what-
there to at least we're covering it though.
Well, yeah, look, there had to be somebody documenting it
Mhm.
that wasn't documenting it from a purely partisan perspective.
Right.
And like that's honestly
Johnny's
what
got something to
everybody's
say.
pissed at you about. It's not even that you're playing for the quote unquote wrong team. They can't put you on anybody's team, so they can't even figure out how to like hate you right
Mhm.
because you're doing something that doesn't fit into their teeny tiny fucking worldview. And so they're freaking out
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, it doesn't compute. They're like, oh, they must have just gone full right wing. Like, no, not really. Not at all, actually. If you actually watched or listened, you would know that. So,
Seriously.
Same.
If they put
Literally,
like go ahead.
there was a girl named Jennifer Cohen, I think her name is. What's her name? Jennifer Cohen? Yeah, she was pretty much like, she made a video about why there shouldn't be an audit. And it was pretty much because, you know, we got to play team sports here, because the Republicans denied the Democrats a recount in certain states in 2016, and George Bush,
God.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's not even. And George Floyd. What does he have?
George Bush
I think it's
denied
George Floyd.
the Democrats.
Oh,
Got
but
it. Yeah.
Jesus. Well, either. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, they it's terrible.
Damn.
Wow. I don't know. It's phenomenal. If people put a tenth of that energy into anything else, and I mean anything else, we'd be better off.
I know.
We would be. The energy that's gone into trying to regulate Rose McGowan's speech lately,
Yeah, people are mad.
like the legitimate anger that people have allowed themselves to create, you know, and to like pull whatever else it is that is actually bugging them into it, the fucking like vomit it out on Rose McGowan of all fucking people,
Right.
who is like put out more truth in the last 4 years and actually done more to get scumbags off the fucking game board in the last 4 years than all of their pet politicians put together, than all of their fucking pet like content creators put together. And that's who you're gonna go after?
Right. Because she said something that doesn't compute.
At this point, they're calling everybody anti-trans. They're calling everybody TERF. They're calling everybody that doesn't like fully like this is like virtue signal all the fucking time. And I hate using like that term, but it's true. Like it's fucking true. Like they like it's a way to just have what is it like to have a
Mhm.
speech and be little
Mhm.
fucking authoritarians and trash the woman for everything she's done. It's a segment too on the left. Like it's all these people that have like, oh, I'm a communist, I'm this, I'm that, and like they literally become like the most authoritarian people
Mhm.
on the internet. Like they're the internet police.
It's the
It's
emotional
pretty,
challenge
yeah.
left.
It's pretty remarkable, honestly. Like just the authoritarian nature that's come out of people that have claimed to be like anti-establishment. It's funny. I'm glad more people are just seeing it now because they're getting worse, I think. So, I mean, at this point, it's literally, I mean, you could say one thing and you're a Nazi or QAnon. So it's just lost its meaning to me. But it's pretty easy to see what they're trying to do as well.
Where I feel like I get away with more, at least from those idiots, is I never tried to like dance, you know, in that space to where I was trying to get like their guys elected and shit, and was never really playing, you know, and so I've been your like, you know, crazy fucking right wing
Me
friend.
too. That's what
know,
me too.
I don't know, dude. It's so fucking silly.
Mhm.
It is. Like the expectation was so high for Fee or Nico to fit into the acceptable minority
Mhm.
space. And people wanted to lift you up when you were saying the things that they agreed with politically. But as you learned more, they freaked out.
Mhm.
Because you're only supposed to be so smart.
Right.
You're only
What?
supposed to be so outspoken. You're only supposed to be mad about these things.
Like they want you to be what they want you to be. When you're not that, then that's over. That's what I found. People project everything that they think that you are, and then when you don't act in that way, oh wow, it's like I think you've been pretty open about who you guys are the whole time. So fuck them. That's what I have to say.
All right, we had a missed call a minute ago
Well, Pam,
too.
thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, we're on the way
Aw.
home. We'll have some interviews posted up, and so I'm sure
All right.
more articles we'll put out. We'll give a lot of information on Monday. I'm doing an interview with one of the heads of the state senate who pushed for this audit. My paisan now, new paisan since we've talked, Senator Sonny Borelli. Good guy, fucking
Right on.
Marine, hardcore, love him. That was from Casino. Johnny hasn't seen Casino yet, so he doesn't know that part over there. He's a good fucking guy. I like him.
Nobody has
He's a Marine, hardcore. But he goes, yeah, but why should we take a chance anyways? And they whacked him. Sorry, Pam.
All right.
They're yelling at me.
Love you
We
guys.
love you
I
guys.
love you guys. Be safe.
See you, Combo Couch. All right, we got another.
Bye, Sleepy Jizzle.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
don't call him that.
Sleepy Jizzle.
Oh, Podster.
God.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
bless his heart.
Later.
Bye.
You are on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, who we got?
What's going on? This is Theodros.
Oh, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing, man? You got in. Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
All right, I
Kids
made it.
asleep.
I made it. Yeah, I'm enjoying the show over here, man.
I enjoyed being able to catch up with you a little bit earlier today. That was
That was an excellent show. No, what you said about providing therapy to people, I get it. Just the sanity of the times that we live in. You know.
Well, if you if you believe in community and you have a kid, actually, you know what? Fine, I'll go like a little bit like less philosophical about it. If you're poor as shit and you have kids, then all of your friends raise all of your kids.
Right. True.
Everybody's watching somebody else's kid because somebody's got to be able to because everybody's working, right? And so like the idea right away of an extended family or a closer community exists by necessity, and as a result you're all up in each other's shit anyway, so everybody in turn is like helping everybody else work their shit out. When you're decent at that, nobody is shy about talking about it, and so that becomes a little bit more pervasive, and like that's just what we're used to, I guess. Is that kind of thing. So when I started doing the show, and I started to get to know some of the people in the game and shit, on like the journalist end and the content creator and everything in between. Like we have conversations outside of the show pretty much with like most of the guests that have been on this show. We have conversations, and I'm not saying that like I'm everybody's fucking therapist or anything like that. I'm not, but there's a number of people that do call me to work their shit out as a result of the extended conversations that we've had outside of this particular. Yeah.
It's funny. Like I had a conversation about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, with Fiorina. I think that's hopefully I didn't jack her name up. But I went down to South Carolina. Right, I'm gonna give you a little insight into this. So South Carolina was the place I went to when I was first became homeless. Right, spent 2 years in that black hole, and so obviously a lot of things have changed. Thankful to God every day that I'm not where I was at. So although there's a level of almost like survivor's guilt that I made it out, and there's other people that are still kind of stuck in that place, But I went back to South Carolina to kind of visit all the places I was at in Greenville. And at the exact time, a reporter from Politico reached out to me. And she asked me all kinds of like leading questions about a particular article that I wrote that kind of called for the U.S. military to remember their oath and to remember that they're here to protect and serve the nation, not necessarily a bunch of political insiders, And I echoed the words of Thomas Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence. So she asked me, was I trying to incite an insurrection? And I know that line of question was going. And so, kind of unsettled me, to be honest with you. And it just made me ponder, like, what the shoe about to fall, the other shoe is about to fall, or whatever, So that kind of led me down a rabbit hole for a little bit. And I called her, and we were talking, and I was telling her, like, it's a lonely place for folks like us who question narratives, who question conventional wisdom, because you kind of get stuck out on an island by yourself. Not too many people in your circle kind of understand you. And so I was telling her that what we should do is kind of form like almost like a group of, like a support group for independent journalists that do what we do, to kind of just support each other, to kind of bounce ideas off each other, and just encourage each other, because it's a lonely, hard road to be walking these days, So I get it, what you're saying, and it makes perfect sense.
You can feel, like you can feel a lot of the times like an outsider looking in, which sometimes is okay, but it can feel, a bit lonely. It's just odd sometimes, like you're walking or you're with around, like, around a bunch of people, but you can still kind of feel like alone at times. So I feel that. I definitely feel that. I think that's a good idea.
Especially these days. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I've been both voluntarily and involuntarily homeless. and involuntarily homeless sucks. Voluntarily homeless, and there were like plenty of times when that was like, scary and not like comfortable. but that was just because, I mean, like I wanted to at that point. When I was involuntarily homeless, that was hella shitty, and was in a number of spots that like really sucked. Like Colorado in December and homeless is
Yo,
not
I was in Colorado. What
Oh,
part of
not a good
Colorado,
time.
out of curiosity?
huh?
What part of Colorado? I was kind of in that same place. I was homeless in Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm just wondering if you were there too.
Okay, it was close. It was Boulder County.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I used to live in I lived in Fort Collins briefly. Well, and I couch surfed a lot in Fort Collins and in LaPorte.
Okay.
Like and when I moved out there, I
Well, I
technically had a LaPorte address.
Okay. Yeah, I was there in 2016 through 2017. So I kind of hopped around. I was in Greenville, South Carolina, Tennessee, Iowa. It's the most, the ironic thing about this world sometimes. When I was working in Blue Down Hamilton making six figures, I was stuck in the DC area. I barely traveled. And then I became homeless. I went all around the country.
Right on.
Life is ironic.
That is, yeah. Well, if you're chained to a desk, you don't get
Right.
to enjoy the money you make because by the time you
Right.
retire, you're so fried, shot out,
Mm-hmm.
morally bent. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And you're so worried about losing your job that you can't even enjoy the money that you're raking in. So yeah, there's a level of freedom that I actually felt that I never felt before. But at the same token, too, I'm not going to dismiss it. It was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. Like I slept a couple of times in the cemeteries and in the woods. One time I slept under a truck because it was raining.
Damn.
This shit is no joke. But it's amazing what the human beings can adapt to, and in a lot of ways, like I think going through that level of tribulation actually gives us character, and it kind of refines us and defines who we are, as opposed to just, I grew up, even though I'm originally from Ethiopia, and Ethiopia is not like a sea of paradise. But I grew up in Ethiopia as a upper middle class person, basically. Came to America and grew up at middle class status. So to go from that to seeing what I saw for 2 years is no joke. But I'm grateful for every minute of it because it taught me to be to see things beyond just a black and white or left right divide.
Mm-hmm. You get a lot more perspective. Yeah, I think it, and I've never been in that situation, but look, a lot of people that I do know that have, compared to people that have had everything, not handed to them, but they've had it pretty easy. A lot of them are grateful, but I think in terms of like really understanding like human nature and just surviving and such, I would say the people that have like been pushed the most and have been homeless, they just know they have experiences that other people don't. So I always appreciate hearing that.
man, I'm glad I'm not not exactly that homeless right now.
Got a spot. Yes, as are we.
Yeah, dude, it's been weird, and then to be like classified as homeless, but doing either Dead Tour or like Renaissance festivals or something like that, where really like you're either living out of hotels or living out of like a house here or a house there, but you don't have a permit, you have no address, right? And same with Renaissance festivals. Like there might be a general mail delivery in the town where you're at, or like the site itself might take mail, but you don't have a address or anything like that. Like it's I don't know. As far as doing professional homeless, that's about the way I think that you could do that, because you can still, like, you're working while you're not really living anywhere.
Right.
So you can still afford to continue to travel. What we did was try to keep like our living expenses as low as humanly possible, like shove money in a fucking coffee can, and then for like the 2 or 2.5 months a year that we were off because there were just nothing was going on in terms of festivals because they follow the weather, and it would be December and January. We just fuck all the way off and go to like, Senegal, Bali, fucking people go to Australia or New Zealand, shit like that. Just like fuck all the way off,
Yeah.
and then you could be homeless in a different fucking country as a tourist,
Which
who's technically homeless in a different country. That's just costing them a lot to do so.
yeah, pretty much actually. Yeah, that's a good point if you put it like that.
People spend a fortune to go be homeless somewhere.
Yeah. When you put it like that, that's very true. Like a lot of money. A lot of money. Yeah, I feel like I did it the right way.
Like that until this exact fucking moment.
Like you're paying thousands of dollars to go be homeless.
That's got to
in
be
another
somebody's
country.
bit, right? It's
I
got
don't
to
think
be.
so. I don't know.
didn't
Got another
just
call
come up
coming
with
in.
that.
I'm gonna write it. It's your bet. It's your bet. It's your bet.
Somebody check that, dude. Somebody check that. Vacationing is being homeless in a different country, and it costs you a lot of money to do so. I don't know, dude. It's plausible. I mean, I'm convinced that I don't know. It's probably somebody's bit though.
Nah, I don't think so. Let's see. Maybe if I can spell. There we go.
Sleepy Josh.
Yeah.
Teddy. Have you heard it?
All right,
Zach.
you got to let the bit die. You got to let the bit die. We got another call coming in.
All right.
How about hey,
We
actually,
do.
you know what?
Did you say
If I
we have
could-
another call coming?
We
in,
do.
Josh?
We do.
We do.
Okay.
They've tried to call a couple times.
Okay. Well, Teddy, we should let the next caller get in here,
Okay.
brother. But I'm gonna talk to you this week, and we'll get you like on for a full ass, fucking good old interview and shit. All right, man.
I'm down, man. Good night. Have a good night,
Good
and
night.
keep up the good fight.
All right, brother. Thank you very much.
Peace.
Take care.
You are live.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Who we got?
Oh wow, I actually got through.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
What's going on?
Steve Poikin and Slow News Day, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, well I'm glad to be speaking to you. Yeah, I'm just calling you from Canada. Yes, I'm new to your show. I've only seen a couple of your episodes. I found you through, Fiorella and Convo Couch.
Okay, that's two on
two
the
for
show
that.
tonight. I gotta send them a fruit basket.
Yeah. I don't know why I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting
yeah.
that. Yes, you will. Edible arrangements or some shit. Anywho.
What's your name, brother?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
What's your name? Or if you don't want to
Yeah,
give
my
a
name's
name,
Chris.
then don't. But what should I
Yeah,
call you?
my name's Chris.
Oh,
Hi,
right
Chris.
on, right on. Well, thanks for calling in to the show tonight, Chris. What do you got on your mind?
I was just thinking, here, I know you guys, considering the kind of information that you guys report on, I don't work or anything for this newspaper, but it's just I'm just a regular citizen. I read the information, but there's a really good Caribbean newspaper here called the Toronto Caribbean, and they talk a lot about the same stuff you talk about, but recently, I guess they've been talking to, like, I don't know how you guys feel about people like Alex Jones, David. Like, I think you kind of agree with David Icke a little bit, Steve. Like, I don't know, I was
We'll
wondering,
circle
like,
back to that. Let's circle back to
You
that.
got a little smile.
Okay. All right.
I perked up. I'm like,
Yeah, I know you guys talk about like a lot of deep topics like the moon landing and Tavistock, and like I saw that interview you had with I don't know all you guys' names. I'm sorry for that, but
it's okay.
yeah, I guess the reason why I mentioned it is the paper is called the Toronto Caribbean, just TorontoCaribbean.com, and I don't know if you guys like how would you guys feel about like contacting them and doing an interview with them?
I'm gonna look them up right now.
Right?
Let's,
I mean, I'd definitely be open to it. Yeah. I mean, the whole point of doing the show is to get people on and ask questions and try and get a complete picture of.
Sorry, they had a large, just very large picture of shingles. Somebody with shingles on their front page. It really grossed me out. But scrolling past that. Oof, that was a rough picture. Like I was a physical.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Anyway. No, you're okay. I'm looking at it. I'm checking it out.
Yeah, it's hard to hear the both of you guys. I don't know what it is about our connection. But yeah, like maybe I could give you the main journalist who writes for the paper. Her name is Simone J. Smith, and her email is
okay.
Yeah, it's Simone. So SIM. ONE. At Carib, so it's CARIB. 101.com. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I don't know, I don't want to make any presumptions, but you guys seem more like lefties, and it's like, it seems like, especially here in Canada, like a lot of people who are like, I guess, for lack of a better word, truthers, seem to be really like right wing. Like a lot of people who are talking about like the Great Reset, all the COVID crazy, they're really right wing. You know what I mean? And I thought it would be cool if you guys could bring like more of like a left wing perspective to the same issue. I know it's ultimately.
Are you including my buddies Darren and Gordon from Grimerica in that? They're pretty right.
No, I don't.
They're pretty.
Pardon me?
Grimerica. I love those guys. I love them to death. I feel like they've approached it from a more right wing perspective for sure. But I know what you mean because I've seen some of the Canadian like conspiracy guys or that sort of community, and they are a little bit they've approached it definitely more from the right. And look, man, I mean, we'll reach out to like damn near anybody, you know, and sometimes we'll reach out to people that like have no business answering our emails anyway, like John McAfee. And fuck, that was so much fun. God, I hope he gets out of.
You're not a nice man. He was expecting a way different interview than that.
Sorry, yeah.
He really was. I fucking threw John McAfee off his game.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, like not that there's anything wrong with like a right wing perspective, but yeah, you guys have an interesting way of seeing things. So yeah. It's just
I appreciate that. I hope so.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. Make sure to reach out to Simone. You know what amazes me, Chris, it is that there's such a mental block on things that it's not even shouldn't be conspiratorial to talk about, like the moon, like the fact that the moon still triggers people is just fucking adorable.
Is it? No.
But
yeah,
but
I mean,
like September 11th and everything that has happened since, for some reason, is this impassable wall. And like, honestly, dude, Aaron Mate is doing a huge disservice to everyone when he so like smugly derides the fact that maybe George W. Bush wasn't telling us the truth. Maybe
Yeah,
the
okay.
NIST report has been debunked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe everything that has stemmed from that has been the fucking framework for a dystopian technocratic shit show. And oh, look, we're here.
Hey,
Yeah.
yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No,
hear you.
so
Yeah,
you-
absolutely. Like, I kind of find that same problem too. It's why people are unable to, see these things exactly how you said. I really don't know what it is. I find myself a lot of times like trying to understand like where the average person is coming from. Because I mean, even at least with COVID, like I mean, I would have believed the narrative. You know what I mean? If I didn't have people like you to listen to, you know, because I mean, I was freaked out. Like me and my mom sitting here every day watching like our Canadian equivalents of CNN and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, I mean, even talking to my own parents, it's hard to break through, and friends, parents, whatever. Sometimes it's hard to break through with those facts, but yeah.
I mean,
I feel that.
what you do.
I've tried Ryan Christian's approach where you go in with an assumption of agreement on the other person's part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree. I do. So I'm really weirded out by this thing that came across my purview. It's a study from a source that we trust, that we're comfortable with, you know, and then this is what it's saying, and it got me thinking. And I remember hearing when the news it's a conspiracy until it's a headline, until it's breaking news.
Yeah.
You know, and so it got me thinking that, you know, well, this is the same company that provides the software for the medical wearables that also has the database for the telehealth network. And they just so happen to be the ones that were responsible for the predictive policing from ICE that me and you were screaming about 2 years ago. Do you remember that? Do you remember when we were super pissed off about that? Me too. Now that company has all of our health information. That doesn't seem right to me. Does that seem right to you? You know,
No.
and like there's a little bit of success with it, but because I'm me, I can't get away with it as much. You know.
Man.
No, because everybody that I talk to that I've known for more than 12 seconds knows how I feel.
Yeah, true.
about pretty much everything.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
day one.
Very true.
Yeah.
Doesn't take
I
much
don't
to
know. I
do
guess
that. That's okay.
well, like I don't know about you, but I guess these days I'm fine. Like maybe all you could do is really pray for people. I guess. Yeah, because I mean it's. I mean even now I'm like sitting here like we get CNN. Well, obviously, yeah, I guess you get CNN everywhere, right? But yeah, you sit down and watch CNN. I mean even some of our local channels. It's the brainwashing is intense. It's unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Like, I mean, last Sunday I heard CNN talking about, okay, we got to use a carrot and a stick to get people to take the vaccine. I'm like, this is gross. This language is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Not wrong at all.
Go ahead, Ali.
No, it's just I get it. Like it's almost like sometimes you're almost like at a loss for words to try to understand all the shit going on because you really can't, and it's supposed to be like that. It's designed that way, you know. It's supposed to be confusing. It's a mind fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
is.
wish I had advice.
I do have to write that book. Maybe I'll sound respectable when it's on a page, and you don't have to hear this beard say it. You know, maybe I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe if
I
I
know sometimes,
just maybe if
yeah.
I shave and they can just see the dimples, maybe I'll get away with like an author pose.
I don't,
You know,
sometimes
I
too,
don't
like,
know. I don't know.
I don't feel free,
I'm
free
not,
to disagree with, like, feel free to disagree with me if you like, but sometimes I feel like sometimes people who are availed to the kind of information we're availed to, I almost feel like we almost can't understand the average person anymore. Like, we can't understand why they can't figure things out anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like,
I feel that.
you don't make, yeah, I don't know. I guess if we
Mm-hmm.
could meet them where they're at or something, because I mean, to me, I mean, you got people like, I don't know who I could say. I guess again, David Icke, right? Like, even though what he says, a lot of what he says makes a lot of sense. Like, he'll say things like, okay, there is no virus at all, you know? But to me, I'm like, I think that might be a bit reckless to say that there is no virus. Because I mean, the doctor was calling my mom. My mom is in her 70s. He told her, like, if you catch COVID, you have a 25% chance of dying from it. And I'm like,
yeah.
and I mean, my buddy's a nurse, and he has friends in our other hospitals, and they're telling him that the hospitals are getting slammed with the COVID. And I mean, that my same friend has dealt with COVID patients, although the COVID patients he has dealt with are not, like, their behinds aren't kicked by the virus, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, something is going on.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
hey,
something
But then
going
at the
on.
same time, we know also, like, the World Economic Forum and all that, they have their own wicked machinations, you know, behind the scenes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's what I'm pretty sure I've always said about David Icke is that, like, there are people like him that exist solely to put out good information and then discredit it by the sole virtue of who they are and other things that they have said. You know, like, and I'm pretty sure that 5G doesn't cause COVID, is what is making people the COVID sick. And that's what
Yeah.
Ike said originally. I think he's transformed that into a couple of other things, but originally that was his position, and it's what got him taken off of YouTube, and it's what
Yeah.
got the London Real guy taken off the air. That guy, by the
Yeah.
way, is now running for mayor of London.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoy David Icke is very entertaining. Very, very, very entertaining. And there are definite, like, there's definite information that he puts out that is 100% accurate. And there is so much that is just, I think, meant to distract and discredit himself. And whether or not he
Well, no
believes
one's
it
perfect.
is almost irrelevant, you know, but I would still like to have the show on his platform.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Although
Yeah, man.
Gareth never got back to me, so I'm a little hurt. Honestly, I feel I've got friends on Iconic. You know, I feel like our show would be, except for maybe they went and checked it out, and it was the one time where I actually did have to address David Icke, and like that shit, and it's his kid watching it, and like that would probably justify them not emailing me back. It would. I wouldn't even be mad about it. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I should still be on the show. That should be why they have me on the show. If they're on the platform, that should fuck. Sorry, man. Getting a little off track, but no, I do feel the same way about Jones. I do, because I know for a fact that Jones puts out factual information. I also know for a fact that the way that he delivers it, hyper sensationalizes it, and turns it into just an over the top fucking caricature, it is also intentional. And then there's the whole last 5 years of his career where it was hyper partisan fucking Trump train bullshit to me and Q were on the phone the other day. Like shit like that, dude. And it's like, no, you
That's
just
a good impression.
You fucking Burmis is so much better. The Burmis
Oh,
and
yeah.
Eric Jackman.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can. It's already.
Like I don't know.
midnight 30.
Like I don't know if you know Richie Allen in the UK. Like he's more like you guys. And Richie Allen was like, I don't know what the hell happened to Alex Jones. And I mean, same here. Like Alex Jones was, like I mean, he spoke to Freeway Ricky Ross. Like he spoke to General Hamid Gul. He spoke to who else? Frank Serpico. Like he made so much sense. And then I don't know what happened. He was ahead of everybody. And then once Trump came around, like I mean, I get Trump too. I mean, like he was the people chose him. Like he wasn't. He's not some creature of, I guess, the Washington establishment. So I can understand, you know, but
Yeah. But that's something I've always been able to kind of, I agree with that. And people are like, well, do you like him? No, but if you take a look at it objectively, you can see why and how that happened. He's a product of, I don't know, I see him more as more of like a symptom of our political system, our society almost. Like, just he's a reflection of some things that our country does, even if we don't want to admit it. Like, we like to be entertained, and he did that. And he said the right things. I think that he had different motivations than like the political establishment. They wouldn't have gone that hard if he was, or I don't think he could have been. You know what I mean?
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of things, and I think that both of you are right. But that's not the sum total of it. I mean, we know from WikiLeaks about the Pied Piper strategy.
Yeah.
We know that it was the Clinton team's like mission all along to push Donald Trump as a candidate. We know that Trump's daughter and Chelsea Clinton like have been best friends their entire fucking lives and still are to this day.
Good point.
Fucking goddamn Roy Cohn was Donald Trump's mentor. Fucking Les Wexner and Trump have worked together.
I mean,
since the fucking mid-70s. Like, this is not some ragtag outsider, man.
No.
You know, and I like in terms of everything that happened under his presidency, with the way that like global lockdowns rolled out, the way that the CARES Act here got passed, where fucking like trillions of dollars in one fell swoop of legislation went to the top 0.01%, where like the fucking the only gun legislation he passed was a bump stock ban. You know,
true.
Like, I mean, there's just and on and on and on. Not to mention the fact that he spent the last year and a half of his presidency as a fucking vaccine salesman and 4 years as a real estate settlement broker for Israel. Like, you know, and people overlooked all this shit because he's fucking entertaining as shit, dude. Like, he can keep a crowd. And he can work a room, and he understands how to manipulate media cycles. And the media themselves fucking not only played into it, but fucking gladly fucking admit responsibility, largely for at least the amount of exposure and airtime that he got. Fucking, what's the guy? Moonves from CBS? You know, bad for the country, great for great for the station, great for radio.
Oh yeah. He's a moneymaker. I mean, I know. I guess I just can see why people If
I
they
get
felt
it.
like they had nothing else,
100%.
yeah.
I get it.
No, but
I
still-
do.
Yeah.
My God, did you fucking the other choice was Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah, oh, dear.
or
Oh, no.
fucking, you know, or you could vote third party or whatever, you know, or not vote. But like, if you were going to try to stop Hillary Clinton, and a lot of people did that. That's why they voted for Trump.
Mhm.
Yeah, God, I don't want Hillary Clinton in office. It got great, dude. That's great. You still got her mentor in Henry Kissinger.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
gotta-
like,
Yeah, I gotta say, like that's the one thing I noticed. Like Trump's administration is the first administration I've got to like really watch, and I find like just to stay on the narrow path of the truth, you had to do so much like bobbing, weaving, and snaking around just to, you know
It's
what
a
I
lot.
mean, to
Mhm.
be able to know the truth.
Mhm.
Yeah, or else, yeah, if you don't do, if you weren't that mentally nimble, you would get caught up in the nonsense.
Yeah.
As so
To
many
learn the
people did. I mean,
language.
yeah, it's even from a Canadian standpoint. I mean, if I were American, like I most definitely would have gone for Bernie or Jill Stein, or even though I was kind of afraid for Jill Stein, you know, in a Jamu Baraka, or like I mean, I would have gone for Marianne Williamson, also. You know, I would have gone for any of them, but yeah. Yeah, Trump. Yeah, he was an interesting phenomena. Well, I don't know if to say phenomena after what you just said, but
He I do get a little surprised. Well, it confuses me why a lot of people still to this day are supporting him when he truly like left everybody hanging. Like on at the Capitol, he just was like, "I'll be right there with you," and then he went in his car and I don't know, went home or something. And just people will go to ends to make excuses for him, but they'll do that for everybody. It's not just him. It's the last 4 years were a little fucking wild, that's for sure. But I mean, yeah, everything you say, Steve, it's true. It's like people do forget that. Like, well, he did spend 4 years setting up a nice little settlement in Israel, renaming towns, and I mean, Jared Kushner alone.
oh
What
my
was that
God.
doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Hey Chris, man, we've got a number of calls yet. We still have to
no
get
problem.
to. Really
I gotta go
appreciate
anyway.
you calling into the show.
yeah, for sure.
I really
Yeah, sorry if I
appreciate
took
you
up too much of your
watching.
time. Sorry about that, but
No.
Thank you, dude. We appreciate the hell out of it. It's been great.
thank you.
Do it again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, again, thank you. I'm glad to be talking to you guys.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Well,
Thank you.
Take
In
care.
my time zone, I guess it's really late, so I guess good night. I guess it's nightly enough for you guys too. So yeah.
All good. All right. Thanks,
Yeah, bye
dude.
then.
All right, bro. And we're definitely gonna get a reach out to Simone.
Yes. I've got
Thank
that all
you.
written
All right,
down.
I'm gonna answer the next one.
Okay.
All right.
You are live.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Who we got?
Hi.
Who's this?
Hi, it's Josh.
I knew it. I don't know why. I had a feeling. What's up? How's it going?
Am I live right
What's
now?
going on, Josh? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Am I live right now?
You
You
are,
are.
sir.
You are.
You are. You're in the ether. Shit.
You're live,
Oh, wow.
man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's going on?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good. Good. Glad you called in.
Fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
wanted to give a shout out to, I believe her last name is Jordan Renee, out over here in the DMV, where we started up, and along with Kobe and Morgan, we all kind of started a DMV for Assange, or DC metro area for Assange
Nice.
group, where we're trying to get some actions out in DC. So
And Jordan was the lady with the incredible singing voice, right?
You know it, yes.
All
yes.
right. Okay. Yeah. No, she's fantastic.
That's awesome.
She
Yeah, I
is.
heard that you were
She's
kind of starting to
awesome.
do stuff out there.
Yeah, we're just trying to build up some people. It's kind of small right now, but
That's
we're
okay.
getting out there in DC every couple weeks, and talking to people about Assange, but we just want to, it's the capital of the country, right? So we just want to be the central. We want to stand up for Assange over in DC, and we also have Franco and a couple other people out here, but hopefully we're gonna grow.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah,
All right.
I can't even compete.
I love that dude,
Yeah, I love Franco.
Yeah, he's good. Dude.
You know, I don't know if you know this or not, Josh, but when we first started going to DC as Action for Assange, like we found out pretty quick that like they don't like people from out of town coming in to hold events because that's their job. And we were like, okay, well, you hold events, and everybody was like, but COVID. And we're like, okay, but there's a guy being tortured. You know, it did Belmarsh prison and the trial, press freedom, biggest ever. Man,
COVID
where's your mask? Where's your mask?
From flying from all over the country, Roar Media from flying all the way from Seattle. Like COVID didn't like why did it take all of that just to get say 50 people out in DC? And you're telling me that the people over in DC, Jordan, this is what Jordan says, that the people over in this area are just so brainwashed from like the day that they are born, really, in this area. Like it's just it's so hard to get like a non-biased, like non-Republican, non-Democrat like point of view over here, because everybody's just so damn rich, honestly. Well, not everybody, obviously, but I mean, it's really it's not. I don't know if it's because of the people going, like people have government jobs in this area, so they don't want to talk against the government, or they don't even want to think against the government. But I don't know. What we need to
hard
do is
to
raise
just
awareness, you know,
really hard to bite the hand that feeds you. Really is.
Yeah.
And if you're part of the media in DC, it is the only way you survive is by access. So you've got to forego at least a chunk of your convictions, unless your name is Garland Nixon, you know, and even then you've still got to hold your tongue during a lot of your airtime. Because at least when you're working for, you know, any company, any major corporation, let alone an affiliate of a fucking state media outlet, like there's just shit that you're not saying on the air. And you know that. And like there's very few people that can actually do that without totally compromising their integrity. And Garland Nixon is an example of how to do that. You know, but he also fucking makes everybody knows how he feels. He just doesn't have to say it on the air kind of thing. I don't know. But he also doesn't do that show anymore. So he's been able to get a bit more out.
But even just like the MSNBC hosts or whatever. I'm sorry, Ali, were you saying something?
No, go ahead.
I mean, just like the MSNBC hosts. I mean, what's his Chris Todd or not? No, Chris Hayes. Fuck Chuck Todd too. But
Chuck, fuck him. By the way, fuck
Chuck, Chris,
like
Todd,
he always
Darren. I don't know. Darren, I don't know, but fuck him too.
Yeah,
sorry.
Fuck them all. Like they're so they have no principles. Like how do they live with them? I don't get it. It's crazy.
I mean, in Chris Hayes's case, he makes a fuck ton of money and he buys his own bullshit. Like this is a dude who a dozen or so years ago, like correctly identified the problem with the Iraq war, the people responsible for it, down to like the dollar amount, and it wasn't partisan. And he went from being like a columnist at The Nation and an author to the politics editor at The Nation to MSNBC. And he was in his like full metal shit lib transition in 2008 when he was going from The Nation to MSNBC. And from there, he's just in such a fucking self-reinforcing bubble that there's no way he's talking outside of the acceptable parameters of that bubble. That's his whole existence is tied to.
It's like no one wants
and
to,
I mean,
like, even,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
like no one wants to say you don't believe. Like if I disagree with you on something, like no one is allowed. If in those type of circles, no one has the balls to stand up and say like it's okay. You disagree with me. You can have that. You can have that opinion. You don't have to think like all of us. Like there's so much like tribalism. Like if you don't do this, then you don't care about this. Like, it's just crazy. Like, people are so binary. Like, they're so on and off. Like, people don't think like that, though. Like, somebody was saying earlier, like, you can have two different thoughts in your mind at once. Like, it works like that, you know? Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
just
I think
so
it
self-righteous,
isn't
you know?
natural almost. Because I think most people are sick of it. Even, I mean, we all say it. It's just that's the way. Again, it's like everything is binary because if you can keep people, ideas, things divided, it's much easier to keep doing what you do. But yeah, it's I've asked myself that question many times. Like, how do those journalists, pundits, like, I don't know. I wonder what keeps them up at night. Like knowing that, like, do they know that they're not telling the whole story? I think so. So
I think they're
it's
fine with
it's a
it.
shame.
Yeah, it's just fucked up.
I know.
Sociopathic. But yeah,
well, this is something that we've talked about a lot, though, man. I mean, the system that we live in, especially, you know, in general, is like the authoritarian isms as they are, like they reward sociopaths. Like they're designed for sociopaths to excel, not to like if we had a system that was designed around sustainability for future generations, sociopaths would be, you know, like fringe characters. They wouldn't exist. They wouldn't be the standard. They would be on the margins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably wouldn't be like a quality that people tried to breed into future, you know, their children.
What the fuck?
But we've got the royal family and the Bushes and like all of these like political dynasties where like the kids are worse fucking sociopaths than the parents. And then like, you know, one of them will get like a woke t-shirt company and then fucking you'll find out that they're involved in like blood diamonds or some shit. You know, I mean, it's just like they level up.
Mm-hmm.
Or they were on Epstein's Island. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know that Epstein's Island has relocated. Like, you know that there's, you know.
Well, do
and
we
don't
even know that he died?
Who that person is, huh?
I know. Yeah, you're right. We don't know if he died.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I don't know.
We don't know anymore. I think that's what's horrifying too. Some things, it's like it really is like post-truth. You can hear every angle and still not really know because these days you can find any truth almost that you want. I mean, there's the truth, of course, but depending on what you think or believe, you can go find your truth.
You can find confirmation for your bias.
Yeah.
And confirmation bias porn is a fucking cottage industry, and it is why we've got, you know, like millionaire fucking YouTubers, really. And, you know, it's fucking not
And they
not
claim
a
to be
not a ton of
independent
coin in
media, and
truth.
then they want to go knock down other independent media journalists. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, they want to take down Rockfin.
Really?
I mean, we've
came
had
after
people
Substack,
like
and now they're going after Rockfin.
from a channel, bro. I don't know if maybe you didn't see this, and that's fortunate, and I'm glad, and it's a testament to the fact that not a lot of people. It got shown to me, but there's a show that is on Rockfin. Like Rockfin hosts their content, and they had a video about like an Amazon treatment of like striking workers or the Amazon and like labor. It was the topic of the video. Jeff Bezos is on the thumbnail, and the show opens with like 5 or so minutes spent just digging at Rockfin and taking a swipe at the 9/11 guy and the anti-vax guy. And oh my God, can you believe it? They're actually making fucking money there, like offended by the fact that doesn't have the balls to say Jason Burmis and Ryan Christian, And while they're shitting on Rockfin, which again hosts their content,
I don't get that.
They're telling their audience, hey, we're on Twitch. Follow us on Twitch, catch us on Twitch. Stay tuned as we start to shit on Jeff Bezos.
Twitch.
Who owns Twitch?
Yeah. It's about as hard as sitting on YouTube talking shit about YouTube. Like, we already know how YouTube is. It's like, okay, next. You know what I mean? Like,
and fuck YouTube.
Yeah, fuck you. YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, again, thrown out of better bars by bigger bouncers. I don't give a fuck about you. Like, I don't. And if I did, I'd tailor my content.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, if the show had 200,000 subscribers, we'd probably be doing what Burmis does, where
But that
we
would be
took
dishonest
you
if you were
5
tailoring
minutes,
your
10 minutes into a video and said, okay, that's enough. Like, and I'm okay with that. Like, I am, dude. Like, the way that he's doing that, I think, is probably getting way more people over to Rockfin than it would be if he was just like, okay, well, I'm going to do these safe videos here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do, all of my hardcore videos over on the premium platform. Because it
Roar
just
Media's
sounds
been
like,
doing that.
huh?
Roar Media's been doing that kind of a little bit.
Shout out to Roar Media, by the way.
I do love me some Shonda and some Amber from the Roars and Franklin.
Shout out Franklin.
The whole crew.
Yeah, dude. Don't want to leave anybody out there. Franklin, you're a lovely man. You are.
He's very happy about that. No, but I know it can be really distressing sometimes when you think about it. I know it sounds cliche too saying that, but there are tons of people out there that we haven't even like heard from yet. That like there's like we always say there's a lot of people that people know something is wrong. People can feel it. It's just trying to put it into words, and it I get it. Like it is. They're trying to make so many things like so many views like so socially unacceptable that if you say it, you're immediately deemed not worthy of being listened to. So for some people that aren't used to speaking a lot, I guess it's scary for them, but it can be frustrating. I wish I had the answer. I don't. Not real.
Yeah.
But I mean,
really dishonest.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've certainly struggled with it sometimes. It just gets like really down. So that's why it is good to just have a community where you can just like talk about this shit too. But I do try to remember that like, compared to like a year ago, more people are questioning things. It's just not going to be as quick as we'd like. I don't think.
I agree. I definitely agree.
But it is fucking dishonest. How people still watch that stuff, to be honest, I don't know. It's nauseating.
I mean, I have a neighbor. My neighbor at work has like one of the thin blue line, like you know, the police flag on the back of his car or whatever. And like, but I normally I would like look at that and kind of like keep my distance, but he's my neighbor, so I want to have a good relationship with him, right? But every time I've tried to talk to him, it's like we've never disagreed. It's like I've said stuff about the government, like they just want us to be like sheep. They just want us to be scared. And he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I totally agree. And I really think like with people like that, like if you aren't willing to, if you're just like at a distance, like I normally am, then you can't even like how are we gonna win people over, right? Like if everybody has their tribe that everybody like they run around with flags and it's all threatening, then like they're committed to it. And if you're threatened by that and you're not willing to like try and talk to them and like understand where they're coming from, then like you're not going to change, they're not going to change, nothing is going to change. Like it's just going to get worse.
I couldn't agree with you more. I've been trying to say this, like it's okay to talk to somebody. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, you know, people would pass judgment on that. Like sometimes I think like seeing like thin blue line, but shit, if my thing is if you're down to fucking expose and get away with, or, you know, be done with this uniparty that rules us, I'll fuck with you. I could.
Yeah.
The people write people off for the littlest things. And half the time it's just based on judgment. It's not actually based on experiences with people.
Yeah, the purity. It's like it doesn't exist in the real world.
No, it doesn't. People have to remember that. I think especially in this space, you can also tell too. I've learned when people really haven't talked with a lot of people, like other than their circle, because of the judgments that they do make and the things they do say about people. Like those are people. They just write them all off in groups. It's easy to generalize, but shit, you're missing out sometimes, I think.
But it's stupid. Like that, you're just dumb to do that. Like it's very easy, you know. Like it's very, it's just the hive mind. Like it's what you fall back on, you know. Like if you think about it though, if you actually look like how did that person get? Why does that person think like that? Then you can like understand that they're not like everybody else. Like everybody has their own reasons for believing out whatever the fuck they believe. And if you're gonna be like contestant about it, you know, nothing. You're not gonna do anything. You know, you're just gonna bang your head against the wall.
All right, we got someone that's been trying to get through for a minute. We've only got 20 minutes left. So.
All right, man. Well, Josh, brother, it's good to talk to you again, and I'm glad you got through. And don't hesitate to call back into the show.
Yeah, man, for sure. It was good to talk to you.
Thank you for having me. Bye, guys.
For sure. Take care.
You are live.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is War Deer Entertainment. Uncle Warren here.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Man, this is some crazy shit, man. This is like some delay, man. I know I'm 3 hours in the future in New York, but this should not be this crazy delay.
You should be able to hear them on the phone, not on the stream. You have to mute the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Is that any better?
It's all right. It's like talking to my Aunt Clarice. You have to stop for like 30 seconds in between sentences, like she's on Mars.
Your audio, your mic's like tore up, like it's doing weird
stuff.
Your
mic's poppy is a little scratchy.
All right, hang on a second. Is this better?
But it's a
little bit
still in there. I don't know, man. What's going on though, man? What do you got going on? Thanks for calling into the show.
Look, man, this phone's probably shit because the government's got it tapped. But, you know, man, I called in because, you know, I know you're down with the UFO scene, and I want to ask you about something because I've been looking at this video of I think this from 2018 over the Aegean Sea on the way to Athens, Greece. It's on the Clover Chronicle channel. Anyway, it's like this cigar-shaped, gray-looking thing. It looks like a whale sticking its snout out of the clouds, right? You know, like he's got a stiff and he's sticking out of the clouds. And it turns like 90 degrees, and it looks like a saucer, and it's crazy. About 2 minutes of video.
That's California, not Greece. I'm trying to look at it. The one that I go with usually is that if it's got lights, it's military. And if it doesn't, it's got my interest. Because why would anything other than a human craft need fucking landing lights and fucking identifier lights so that you didn't run into it in Earth's atmosphere? How many other alien ships are people or aliens expecting to be in Earth's airspace to where you would need your own fucking traffic lights? You know what I mean?
Right. And in this video, there's no lights. It's weird. It's all smooth. It's like it looks like a gunmetal gray, and it does. Like when it's poking out of the clouds, when it's poking straight up, like 180 degrees, right? Going north. It's like if it's poking out, it looks like the snout of like a blue whale, but it's like it's just gunmetal gray. And then all of a sudden, it does this weird. Like it turns to the left about 45 degrees, and all of a sudden it flattens out. And what it looks like, when it's flat, it looks like there's it's a rocket booster or something with a smoke trail behind it. But the thing is, it all moves. It all looks the same. It's very weird video, dude.
I'm gonna. Can you see the screen? Like, can you see the show? Do you have a laptop open or something like that? Or are you calling in? Because I found a video on Daily Motion. And it says cigar-shaped UFO in Greece.
Yeah, that's probably the same one. I got my computer open here. Because this is from the Clover Channel. UFO, strange aircraft filmed by passenger while flying over Aegean Sea on way to Athens, Greece. This was April 2nd, 2018. And then underneath it says, on March 28th, 2018, Facebook user Carrie Forides, I'm butcher that name, Forides, posted odd footage of a UFO that appeared to be flying parallel to the plane he was traveling on. So, you see these UFO videos all the time. It's always shaky video, and it's always kind of blurry, and you really can't help, because it's like, when you're in the heat of the moment, I would assume, I've never seen a UFO myself, but if you're in the heat of the moment, all of a sudden you see a UFO, you got to grab your phone, and you're like, oh shit, you got to get the phone app on there, and boom, 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 and then you get trying to focus, and you don't know all this, your heart's racing, like, what the shit am I watching? All this stuff's going on, and then you end up with all this crappy video, right? But this particular video that I was looking at, it was, it didn't show any fine details or anything like that. Like I said, it was like all smooth, like this gunmetal gray, but just the motion of it, it looked like something I'd never seen in any other UFO video.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. The UFO things lately, like how all the mainstream media is talking about it now, I'm bringing it up. It's pretty weird, man. They've never done it like how they're doing it these days. I don't know. Just a little side note. Makes me wonder, what are they planning? I don't know.
Well, I know you guys got to go, but I just want to leave you one story before I go. Since Allie, you're a goddess to me. I worship you. I have a little picture of you with a candle, some Jesus candles I got from the Chinese dollar store next door, and I put some change on there too, so it didn't look cheap. So anyway, you're just
No,
an angel. I love you to death. As the old timers say, you're
Picture it
aces.
didn't happen.
Steve,
thank you very much. I
you're a
appreciate
looker
that.
yourself, buddy. Don't go changing. But anyway, I got to tell you the story though. I got to bed because I'm old and I probably got to take a shit here in a second. But anyway, so in 2003, my buddy and I were in Gulfport, Mississippi. We're both Mississippi boys. We're moving out to LA, right? And we take like a 3-4 day road trip out there. Beautiful country, man. We stop off. We see was it Jesse James grave? No, I don't know who the fuck it was. Anyway, we went through Roswell, super cool, over the Hoover Dam. But the thing was, we were in Vegas visiting a buddy, and it was morning, and we said, man, we need to go find Area 51. We're going to go find Area 51. And, because of course, they're just going to just let us on the base, right? So anyway, so we go to Rachel, Nevada. It's like about an hour and a half away. You got to go through the mountains. Beautiful country, man. The whole landscape just looks alien anyway, So I think that's probably why they put Area 51 out there, because it just fit in with all that other alien shit out there. But so anyway, we get over there, and then Rachel is just like a couple of trailers, and there's a bar there, and we go in there, and we say, hey, where's Area 51? They say, oh, well, there's a little dirt road. You can just go right down there, 20 miles, you run right into it. We're like, oh, yeah, they got to take advantage of some city boys, some country boys out of town. So anyway, okay, sure. So we go down this dirt road, right? The middle of the desert, and there's nothing for about this 20-mile stretch until all of a sudden we get to this thing of sand dunes, right? We get to the sand dunes, and then the road starts winding through the sand dunes, and we're like, all right, we're about to get in some business, right? This is looking good. So we go winding through there, right? And we get to that gate that you always see in the videos. It isn't a gate, right? There's no fence, there's no gate, but there's a fuck ton of signs saying, don't breathe, don't look, turn your eyelids around, get the fuck out of Dodge, you do not need to be here. Just like a shit ton of signs, and probably like every language under the sun, like the Georgia Guidestones. But that's a story for another day. But anyway, long story short, my buddy and I have been documenting the trip the whole time with a video camera, so he said, fuck it, I'm going to take videos of these signs, man. They ain't going to do nothing to us. So I look out the window. Up on the hill on the left, I see a camera on a pole pointing down looking at us, probably about, probably about 100 feet away. I look out the other side, and probably about 300 or 400 feet away, there's this pickup truck sitting on the hill, on the top of the hill, little dude sitting in the truck looking at us. So I'm driving, and my buddy's he's videotaping everything, and I said, dude, there's a dude up there looking at us. We gotta get the fuck out of Dodge. So he says, all right. So we haul ass, we get out of there, and we're driving back, right? We're like, oh, look at our adventure. We went to Area 51. We had ourselves a grand time. We can tell all our friends. And we get halfway down, and I look in the rearview mirror, and I see in the distance behind us, I see a dust cloud like there's a vehicle coming. And so I tell my buddy, I say, oh shit, that dude in the pickup truck that's on the hill is coming for us, and he's probably gonna want that tape, dude. So my dude takes the tape out of this is like 2003 before the smartphones, all that. So we have like an actual little small video camera with tape in it. He's taking the tape out, and it looks like some comic shit, from like the Three Stooges. And it turns out it was just like some desert rat in a PT Cruiser, and on his license plate it said Tweety. So, yeah, Merry Christmas. I love you all. Kisses. Tell the babies I say Hot People loves you, all right? I'm going to call next week. Y'all do this shit again, all right?
All right, brother. Dude. Sounds good.
Take care.
We love all y'all. Mama says hey, okay?
All right, take care, man. Thank you very much for calling into the show.
All right, we got one more.
Appreciate y'all. Jesus loves you.
There's
I
one
just-
more
I
coming
just-
in if you
yeah,
want to take
yeah.
it.
I
Huh?
saw the rocket
Do you want to
blue.
wrap or do you want to take one more? Because there's one coming in.
We can take one more. I'm gonna. Can you wait a minute so we can read off the
All
super rays though?
I don't know which one to. I'll do what you can do.
Thank you, M. Villa and Brandon and James.
Luke Coughlin saw my first USO on the west side of Chicago last summer. Thought it was a drone at first, moving way too fast. Caught it on video.
Whoa.
Neat. Brandon
That's
James,
cool.
thank you very much. Margaret Via, thank you. Brandon James again. Roar Media, you guys rock. There's War Deer. Okay, that was as fast as I can go, Josh.
Yeah.
You were live.
Hello?
Yeah, this is Alex Jones here. I can't believe the globalists got to slow news day. I heard my ears ringing and the dead something in the water turned into friggin' frogs again. It pisses me off.
Alex, why did you
No, I'm
spend so
kidding.
many years shilling for Donald Trump?
Yeah, man.
And thank
Well,
you
I
for
gotta
calling
tell
into
you
the
that
show. I
that-
appreciate it.
that-
I'm a
my
big
man
fan
Donald
of
J.
your
Trump, he's trying to take the power back from the globals from the global. Okay, I can't keep on going like this. My fucking
Oh,
throat's
but it was
fucked up
so
from smoking
good.
anyway.
I was gonna tell you, my friends and I got really started in high
It's your
school
friendly
calling your show
neighborhood
once.
shadow band refugee, and I did have a couple of things that I had to go over with you this week.
Oh.
Okay, man. Excellent.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm fucking doing great. I had to do a bunch of complex cuts on this fucking baseboard and trim that I was doing because my house is so fucked up. So I spent the entire day fucking doing all kinds of fucked up cuts and mitering saws and circular saws. And I'm a fucking electric cuck and I don't know how to use a goddamn square worth of fuck. So it was a little bit difficult today. But
Have you bought an angle finder yet?
yeah, buddy, digital fucking beveling angle finder chingadetta, like fucking all sick. It was like 20 or $30. Fucking real good fucking buy though, because I had an outside corner that was like 109 degrees or some shit. That was a fucking rough cut to try and figure out how to make, but I got it finally.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I painted fucking like extra fucking trim just so I could fuck a bunch of shit up, which I did.
Yeah.
But I think I finally got the hang of it now that I'm almost done. Anyway,
You always buy 30
before we're
extra
out of time
feet of
here,
baseboard.
I gotta fucking tell you all the crazy shit in Albuquerque right now.
Please do.
The fucking city of Albuquerque is suing the Trump campaign for damages because of the riot that happened when he was fucking coming through here. And that brings a nasty fucking precedent because I don't remember, it wasn't too long ago that some right-wing fucking lawmakers across the country were saying some shit about how they were going to fucking sue any fucking activist for organizing a fucking march. So now they're doing it on the flip side, and if it fucking goes through, then that creates legal precedent, and that's just fucking gross. And that should be a big red flag for anyone that ever wants to organize anything, that you can fucking be held liable by a state for fucking exercising the right to peaceably assemble. And it's also guilt by association as well, which is fucking just gross.
That's fucked up.
Another
Writing
thing
it down.
that happened this week in Albuquerque, well, actually in the state of Mexico, finally, 2 years after Epstein suicided himself, the state of New Mexico is finally looking to seize Epstein Ranch, 30
Really?
miles south of Santa Fe.
Where's the article on that?
Yeah, I'm writing this down. Look at it.
Oh, fuck, dude. I think it's actually in one of my fucking, in one of my local papers. I think it's like KOAT7 or some shit.
Okay.
But yeah, fucking Epstein Ranch is finally looking to be seized by the state of New Mexico after some dude was going to survey some fucking land, and he knew that the state had leased that land to Epstein Ranch back in like 2013 or some shit. And he got fucking greeted by a groundskeeper with a fucking gun saying that he was trespassing on private property. Now, there's a fucking property management company out of fucking New York that's looking to sell sometime this fucking year And for some reason, even after the motherfucker's dead, supposedly, his fucking property management company gets to still profit off of that motherfucker's bullshit over here in the fucking state where there's fucking hundreds of little girls that go fucking missing from the reservations and they're never fucking talked about in media. Sorry, I got a little bit fucking mad about that.
I mean,
but
holy shit.
that is the situation of Epstein Ranch here. I have been officially asked by the local 611 to write a speech at the contract vote because they're looking at going on strike. And also here.
So will it be Wildcat or are you gonna have full IBEW support, or can you even talk about that?
We have been tentatively we have support from the international office. That's assuming we don't get fucking cucked. We came at them with a proposal of like $3 an hour for the next 3 years, ending makeup days, some PTO, full insurance benefits for fucking for apprentices, like a bunch of shit, right? Because the labor market is extremely choked here. We talked about last week about how like there's so much fucking work going on that we can't possibly man it all, and like nobody can seem to manage anything. Even non-union companies are raising their wages to union wages because nobody can fucking man the calls, right? Nobody can man the work. The contractors came back at us with $2 over 3 years. And that's it.
That's
so,
it?
yeah. The committee got fucking pissed. They're not filing for an extension, and they straight up told them, look, if we take this back to the membership, they're not going to ratify, and we're not going to file it for an extension. And they said, are you threatening us with a strike? And fucking my business manager, he's the newest fucking blood in the hall, he fucking tells them, I'm not threatening you with shit. I can't tell my members how to vote, but I can tell you the members aren't going to vote to ratify this. So I'm in good with both of the apprentices that are on the committee, and they're like, Paulie, you're the most radical fucking loudmouth son of a bitch we know. I want you to write a speech and fucking tell everyone about how these contractors stole their tax dollars to go through all of this PPP loan bullshit and didn't even pay out the fucking money they were supposed to. Yeah, because they took PPP loan money and then they didn't even fucking pay the people they sent on fucking furlough, and they didn't even pay me for the 3 separate quarantines that I got fucking sent on. So they're already in fucking breach of the fucking PPP contracts, which means they fucking contributed to hyperinflation. And they're not even willing to fucking give us fucking pay raises to fucking keep up with the fucking hyperinflation that they caused. And they're also supposedly capitalists that can't figure out the fucking basic laws of supply and demand. If the fucking supply of labor is fucking too low, and the demand is high, then you have to raise the wages to incentivize people to come work for you. So yeah, I'm supposed to be writing a fucking speech for them. And in other news, down in the hole in the new court, I went past the blast doors the other day. Their mascot is the Joker, as in Batman the Joker. And
Wait,
they've got
what?
fucking murals of this motherfucker painted on the fucking wall with nukes in his fucking arm.
Oh,
so inadvertently,
The
they
court?
are fucking admitting that they're a bunch of psychopaths that want to fucking blow up the world just to see it burn.
What the hell goes on in that state? Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull
It's
up that
fucking
article
trippy.
from KOAT real quick here, because this is kind of nuts. So this is like, breaking yesterday. In the 1990s, Epstein built a 21,000 square foot mansion on the sprawling New Mexico desert, just 30 miles south of San Jose. Zorro Ranch has sprawling gardens, an airplane landing strip that's normal, corrals, stables for livestock, and homes for ranch workers. Also, trafficked children. Epstein eventually expanded his property by leasing state land, including part of the Creston Ridgeline, located mostly on a state trust land. In August of 19, the billionaire and convicted sex offender was removed from his cell and taken to a Mossad safe house, where he was handcuffed to a chair until all of the compromising material that he had on other politicians and influential figures was collected, and then he was disposed of. Today, according to Daniel Weiner, an attorney for his estate, about 7,500 acres is still owned by Cypress Incorporated, a company to which Epstein had ties. Target 7 has learned Zorro Ranch and the property it sits on will soon be up for sale. David Ryan is a hiker. He writes and blogs about his explorations on the trail in the Land of Enchantment. I get a state recreation access permit in here. The permit allows Ryan to access state land. I've always had an interest in archaeology. Okay. I was looking at this website about archaeology. But Epstein's estate controls the land his company owns next to the Creston. Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. He ran into Epstein's security on the hike. So look, dude, the property was seized. It was seized. That's the thing. It was seized by the FBI in 2019 when he what it wasn't was investigated.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been an FBI team or any team that's gone in and actually taken a look at it. It's been in this this fucking corporation's name the entire time. So they're going to put it up for sale. So is the FBI going to get involved before it changes hands and they never fucking look at it?
Well, here's the fucking issue with that, right? Is that we've got the governor, fucking Michelle Lujan Grisham, fucking cunt rag and a half. She is fucking big time New Mexico Democratic Party. She's big in with the Democratic National Committee. She did a fucking speech on like how she did such a great job with the fucking pandemic here in New Mexico. Yeah, laughable. And she's doesn't want the fucking whistle blown on Bill Richardson, our former governor, who was always up in that ranch, yo. Always there. So it's a fucking big political mess, and they don't want to fucking seize it, but it was the fucking state attorney's office that got fucking wind of this place trying to get fucking sold, because, you sell a fucking dead man's property, a fucking criminal dead man, a man that should be fucking hanged for all the world to see, disemboweled and fucking hanged from the White House just to show everyone exactly what happens to pedophiles like him. And now it's a big political mess, and they're trying to just get it sold as fast as humanly possible. And they're saying that they want to donate it to the Epstein Victims Fund or whatever the fuck. And it's highly fucking doubtful that's actually going to happen. And there's actually fucking people, and I don't remember where I read the fucking story, but there's actually people that have worked on that ranch back in the 90s, and they basically went into hiding because they wanted to fucking blow the whistle on what the fuck was going on over there. Like, yeah. That place should be seized. That place should be fucking investigated fully. It should be fucking torn bit by bit down to fucking find whatever's in the walls and whatever's underneath the ground and whatever's that. It's unreal that place hasn't been confiscated yet. And I read that story, I think either this morning or yesterday morning, and I about went through the roof. My head exploded, and I wanted, and I was an unhappy camper.
No, that's wild. I honestly, because people always talk about the island, but the ranch isn't up for discussion as much.
And well, because look at how many beloved American political figures and celebrities and business moguls and also like you can guarantee from that location, a fucking trafficking hub. Like
Right.
30 miles south of
Dude.
Santa Fe.
Yeah, yeah. And like back in the 90s, fucking Bill Clinton used to hang out there with fucking Bill Richardson, bro.
Yeah,
Like
they always talk about the
it-
number
it-
of times Bill Clinton was on the Lolita Express, which again, like 26, 27, something like that. Ridiculous amount of times to be on a plane called the Lolita Express. But yeah, you're 100%. Like the Zorro Ranch, the fucking not even a lot of the people that go deep into Epstein explore this, and there's really not a fuck ton of information out there about it. It's like a fucking
yeah, it's like the fucking
I don't
best
know,
kept
dude, like
secret.
a-
It's almost
its
like
own
they were
little
allowed
dimension.
to say shit about the Lolita Express and the island, but they never were allowed to say anything about the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, given that there's the fucking Los Alamos National Labs, Sandia National Labs, fucking Kirtland fucking place over here, it really makes you fucking wonder how much
Yeah.
human trafficking went into their fucking experiments over there, because they're fucking experimenting on fucking people. And just out of the Navajo res here in New Mexico alone, there's been fucking thousands of fucking little girls that have gone fucking missing, and nobody ever fucking said a fucking thing about it. And nobody ever decided that they were going to make the connection between Zorro Ranch and all these fucking women that were disappearing, 200-300 fucking miles away? And there's a landing strip there, yo. There's a perfectly good fucking airport, private airport in Santa Fe. I built the motherfucker, I know. So why in the fuck did he need his own private landing strip there if he wasn't doing some shady ass fucking shit? Like,
Right.
yeah. I'm
Very
fucking
valid question.
mad as fuck about that shit.
How many other people got to use that airport? How many
Right.
like what was the price of access? I mean, Epstein was into a lot of fucking places and a lot of things, and a lot of it had to do with like big tech and depopulation and shit like that.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. And fucking, if you look at where it's at on the map, you can fucking draw a pretty easy triangle from Los Alamos National Labs and Sandia National Labs, right? It's like if it's 30 miles south of Santa Fe, it means it's only about 50 miles south of fucking Los Alamos.
Mm-hmm.
And that also puts it about 50 miles north as the crow flies, or as the plane flies, or as the chopper flies, or whatever the fuck, from Sandia National Labs. And there's always been a fucking big conspiracy here, and I don't know how much of it's actually conspiracy. Like, you talk to some of the people that actually used to work at the labs, and they're all paranoid as fuck, and they're out of their fucking mind, and most of them are serious drug addicts now. But they are fucking adamant about the cities that are actually underneath the labs. And there's a fucking vacuum tunnel that goes between Los Alamos and Sandia National Labs, underground, like a mile underground, right? So, begs the question, what the fuck is under Epstein's ranch if it's in a perfect fucking triangle like that between two of the most fucking secretive places in the country?
Yeah, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. We have some pretty fucking nasty shit here in New Mexico.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the energy, it just even like the energy, it sounds like it's just very, there's something going on there. I don't know. I mean, it seems like a beautiful place, but with a lot of ugly shit really going on. I've never been in New Mexico. I've been to Arizona a million times. Never been in Mexico. I want to go. But I know, like, just even like you're talking about like the missing girls from reservations and shit. Like, I want to look more into that because I'm not surprised that no one wants to talk about it.
Misty's done some shows on that particular issue. She did a whole series on it with Jesse on Facts on the Ground.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I did see that.
I was gonna mention that as a matter.
Well,
there,
yeah, dude,
I mean,
like,
there are
you
people
always
that have
see-
done like good work missing and murdered indigenous women, and you felt like we should do more about it. We should.
Well, and see, like, most of the time, like, the fucking headlines and the stories are about North Dakota native girls, right? Because you can pin that on rig trash, because you can guarantee that fucking rig trash are doing fucking shady-ass rig trash shit because they're fucking rig trash. I've worked on it. They're a subhuman fucking form. The men that work on rigs are not fucking good people. They're fucking evil people, right? And so you can fucking pin it very easily on man camps and all that other shit that they talk about in the North Dakota missing girls, and fucking, like, if you follow the pipeline, that's where all the stories come out of. But they never fucking talk about the Navajo Reds and just how fucking close it was to Epstein's ranch. And if you think about it, like, there's probably going to be, like, yo, let's be fucking real. Rich people are going to do what rich people fucking do. And the more rich people are, the less they feel like they're accountable, and the more they feel like they're entitled to everything they fucking want, right?
Yeah.
So you have a very small population left of Native American women. Of course they're going to be fucking trying to traffic those because it's an exotic for the market, right? Yeah. I would really like anybody in the fucking world to come down here and actually deep dive into that shit. It fucking drives me nuts. Like, and the tribal council here in fucking on the New Mexico side of the Navajo Nation, they don't ever fucking put this shit out for Amber Alert. Ever. There was one in the past 4 years that I remember, and she was later found in pieces, like a few miles down the road. But they don't ever fucking put it out to fucking Amber Alert. The FBI never fucking comes in to fucking look at it because the FBI is supposed to have jurisdiction over the fucking Navajo Nation, but nobody ever fucking talks about that shit. Same shit happens with Zuni Res, which is like the next biggest res next to the Navajo Nation. And then the Tiwa girls, and I'm pretty fucking fired up about all that shit just because it dropped yesterday, and I'm probably running my mouth a little bit too fucking much. But yeah,
hey,
that's the place to do it.
I figured it would be right down your guys' alley.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah. And another thing, you won't hear about this in mainstream media, but apparently the Air Force is retrofitting nuclear weapons for the Space Force.
Oh, wonderful. Yay.
Because who needs intercontinental ballistic missiles when you can fucking put a nuke on a fucking spaceship and fucking shoot it from wherever the fucking space down to wherever the fuck you want to.
I saw that a couple of places over the last like week or so. And it was in either a set of notes or the browser that had 850 tabs open on it that I fucking like just shut my whole shit down the other day. I was all fucking just really pissed about something that I don't have any control over, and I let myself get really fucking pissed off about it because that shit still happens, you know, and lost it. But yeah, fucking, yes, absolutely 100% retrofitting fucking rockets with nukes. Because that's fucking, hey, it's woke defense.
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking, and that's in conjunction with, they're doing that at Sandia National Labs, right? Sandia National Labs, they do monkey testing, and they do fucking like genetic splicing is more Los Alamos National Labs, right? They try to mix fucking like arachnid DNA with fucking human beings or some shit. That's what I heard from someone that used to work there, and he was all paranoid out of his fucking mind, and fucking like literally had a bedroom full of ammo and guns. But yeah, like fucking Sandia National Labs, their fucking cash crop is retrofitting nuclear weapons. And right outside of the base gate, there was a big ass fucking building, Raytheon, right there. Isn't that fucking cute? And they've been retrofitting the old B-6112s, which is like from 1958 is when they started building the B-6112s. they've been retrofitting those from U2 from U2 bomber capable bombs to bunker buster bombs and fucking missiles. But now that the Space Force is fucking moving in on that shit, for some reason, Space Force has their own little fucking spot down in this fucking hole in this nuke fort that I've been working in. And their mascot there is the fucking psychotic villain that just wants to blow up the world just to see it fucking burn. Like, we truly do live in a cartoon, man.
I gotta pull something up here real quick. Our buddy Zach, the unfit statesman, came out with a woke CIA ad.
Oh God!
Did you saw the woke CIA ad, right? Like the original one?
I nearly fucking drove my truck off of the fucking highway when I was fucking listening to that shit. It's like Glass Trader doesn't even fucking like cover it even to the slightest. Like, you are advocating for the genocide of your own fucking people. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right?
Like, Jesus fuck, man. The CIA has been murdering people in Latin America for the past fucking 100 years.
Do you think glass ceilings destabilize themselves? Just say it,
dude.
So,
fucking cartoon hell world. It's like fucking slow news days cartoon world got together with fucking shoe on heads hell world, made a fucked up evil baby, and that's what we actually live in now.
So with that in mind, here's the parody. Let me make sure there's like volume on it before I hit play this time. Look at me learning.
The CIA's top priorities are and always have been diversity, social justice, the commitment to progressive ideals. Just the other day, we completed an all-female mission strangling newborns in Syria. Every person we've ever tortured only believed in two genders. Fidel Castro was a proud boy. Everybody always feels bad for Yemen, but everyone over there is fat phobic. You see how skinny they all are?
Oh my God.
What kind of standards is that? All of our pre-hires are required to have sex with a transgender person in front of us to prove that they're not transphobic. If all the troops withdraw, how are we going to smash the patriarchy in Afghanistan? My son has a black friend. Chile, Bolivia, Venezuela, pretty much all of South America, we've simply been trying to implement critical race theory into the education system, into the culture, but they've been fighting us so violently about it. They're really racist. We've been putting puberty blockers in the water for years.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure JFK died of COVID.
Dude, that's fucking lit, man.
That is good. It's good shit.
That's fucking amazing. I don't care what you do, James. Just make sure he's dead before we get there.
Oh, dude,
That's funny.
Oh,
I laugh because it's funny, but I did not see that actually. I only saw the real one.
So shout out to Zach. He was on the show for about 35 minutes too long that first time. But boy,
I thought I recognized. I was like, who is this guy? Recognizing
quality. It's quality. What?
Good shit.
Yeah,
he's young. He's young, and he's going for the comedy. And I wish him fucking well. That was a great fucking great minute. Fucking just woke. That was perfect.
Yeah.
And to cap it off with James Charles as a CIA assassin, which I had on my 2020 bingo card. I did.
Really?
Very nicely done. Yeah, dude. Fucking on a very light note to end the evening. I was talking, or somehow identity politics came up on the fucking conversation with the airmen that are escorting me, right? And one of them said some fucking cucked bullshit about how race is just a construct that's been that is used to garner votes. And I was like, nah, man, the only fucking identity that matters is class identity. Is like, you know what? You're right. So, I mean, the military is a little bit more fucking more woke than we'd like to believe, and by woke I mean like actually not retarded woke, like more class conscious
Not
than
in it for
than
the medal
we'd like to believe.
in the virtue signaling Olympics. You're just
Yeah,
aware of shit.
like, yeah, like they might be cucked a little bit here and there with the fucking electoral politics, but that doesn't mean that they're outside of the realm of fucking conscience, which is fucking nice to know, because as our friend Choosy over there is probably going off about fucking Carnation Revolution. I finally mentioned it on stream for you there, buddy. We do fucking need no revolution has ever been won without the fucking military men. And if a crisis of conscience actually comes to fucking play within the military, we might actually get someplace instead of just fucking screaming into the fucking ether that like I'm doing right now with you guys, is that I'm fucking so fucking mad about all this shit. But eventually it might be that the military fucking decides that they're through. They're done with this dumb shit. And that could go fucking bad. It could go good. It could go sideways.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking really knows. But, I mean, don't lose hope in enlisted men. Like, fuck officers. Officers are a pile of shit. And that was another good thing, is that the airmen that are escorting me, they all fucking hate the officers. They all see them as a bunch of fucking college educated, never even went through basic training, fucking make more than they do, don't do a fucking thing. And I'm like, yo, there's a fucking class hierarchy within the fucking military too, right?
100%.
If anyone can
And
be
everybody
fucking
hates their
organized-
boss.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Yeah,
hates their boss.
yeah.
Like, and even when you don't hate your boss, you still hate your boss. You know, and
Yeah.
you could, I mean, that's like the one fucking thing that you can guarantee that like we all have. And even the people are like, no, I love my boss. Yeah, but your boss probably has a boss too.
Yeah.
Do you like that
Probably
boss?
too. Right.
Yeah. No, that boss.
Yeah.
Shit. It isn't. Yeah. And like, but we got to get up out of here. I got about an hour before I got to be back and preparing to go on for the or go do the backstage shit for the Whistleblower Festival.
Cool.
So hey, the Shadow Band Refuge, thank you very much for calling back in, dude. I appreciate it. I do. I fucking thank you for the lowdown on Albuquerque and Santa Fe, dude. We got a lot of stuff to follow up on from the show tonight. This is fucking killer, dude.
Wrote it all down. I'm gonna read some stuff. Yeah,
for sure, man.
like,
Anything
make
I
this a
can do
weekly
to
thing.
get the knowledge out there and spread amongst my people, because you know what? It's fucking mentally exhausting being the only fucking person that knows about this, and like fucking YouTube only allows me so many characters in chat. So
right.
I got you.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. For sure.
All right.
You guys have a
will you
lovely
keep your head
fucking
up,
night.
dude?
Yeah, keep your head up. We'll talk to you next
Fucking
Friday, I'm sure.
Don't roast out in the desert.
Yeah.
Never. And as always, porque se comes.
That's fun. Good
It's
shit.
phenomenal.
It is.
Good shit.
Gonna be a weekly thing.
Uh,
Oh man. Let me see if we have any more.
Phone lines are closed.
All right. Well, thank you all very
Thank
much
you.
for calling in tonight. We got a couple of tips over on the Rockfin from Rachel and another one from Wardeer. Hey Steve, I sent a link to that UFO video. Ali equals Queed, Steve. I'm actually you from the future. Sorry for the shitty phone. My phone is also from the future and runs on happiness.
I don't know.
I wish me you happiness. And perhaps that will provide for better reception in your future.
Your future.
So the Festival for Whistleblowing, Dissent, and Accountability starts in about an hour and a half. And it will go for many hours. And yeah, like I said, I'll be backstage on and off throughout. There will be a number of panels that I specifically will be moderating. I don't get to know what they are yet. There will be it's definitely some names that like you guys know that are part of the behind the scenes crew, and then of course like jeepers, there's a lot of people that are gonna be involved in this thing, man. And they're all just fucking solid. And that's gonna be a lot of fun. Huge thanks to Deepa Driver for being just the incredible human being that she is and putting this thing together and organizing it. And like, dude, the way that like, I mean, there's people that I'm just like, monumental things had to occur in order for some of these people to be allowed to be involved in this thing or willing to be involved in this thing. And Deepa like brought them all together. Yeah, it is wildly inspirational. Deepa says all the time, courage is contagious. So like, remember that shit, man. Thanks to everybody again who called in this show, dude. This is fucking it's cool. And keep that up, dude. I'm gonna have to like okay, so look, this is how this shit actually works, right? Like we got $52 in tips tonight. That justifies me getting the extra phone lines to make sure that like we can get more callers, get through some of this a little bit faster, and so that you guys aren't sitting there like calling in vain over and over and over again. Fucking I'll do that tonight or this weekend.
I mean, I don't know how we're gonna like loop in. I don't know if we can loop in more than one line like that. We have to look into that.
Well, I know, but we can at least have like we can at least, or we can figure out how
we should just like call them back for the ones we miss. Maybe.
Yeah, or we can try and figure out how to have like a holding, like like a room or something like that.
But
waiting room kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We gotta find out.
I don't know. We'll figure that shit out. We will. But like, dude, I mean, it's like proof of concept for just like an upgrade for the show anyway.
You can have them leave a message too if they want us to call back.
Oh yeah.
Because we do get the messages, so.
Word.
They want to call back, and we can call them back.
Oh, and we'll figure out like some sort of way. You can text that number too, and we can pull your texts up.
Oh, okay.
And those can go across the screen, maybe, depending on what you fucks have to say. Like we can't go to jail because of what you say.
Yeah, crazy kids.
I don't want to like. Yeah, you know what I mean. Fucking shoot us a text. We'll fucking at least read it. It doesn't incriminate anyone or fucking like guarantee, the door getting kicked in.
Yeah.
Happy to put it on screen.
This is fun.
And like, I don't care if somebody who sees it gets offended. But that's not what I'm basing it on.
Right.
I want to make that perfectly clear. Allie, what do you got?
Nothing. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Doing shit. Oh, well, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, by the way. It is Mother's
sure.
Day weekend. So yeah, no, just not much this weekend. You got a lot. You got a busy weekend.
I do.
You
Yeah.
do.
And Allie and Jones are off
Oh.
Sunday. So it'll
Jones?
be it'll be me and Beely as Sleepy Josh for your Sunday morning Mother's Day. And then later on in the afternoon, early evening, we'll be joined by Ryan Christian, the last American vagabond. And that'll be good. Franco just hung out with him earlier today.
I saw. Yeah.
Maybe go check that interview out and support the brother Franco.
Franco.
And yeah, do that damn thing. Thanks again
Thanks, guys.
to Sleepy Josh on the ones and twos, my better than your co-host Ali Alexandra, and everybody who fucking hung out for this and called in, and keep that up, dude. We're gonna figure out how to get like more of you guys in on this, and whistleblowingfest.org. Go to that, check it out, check out the schedule and the lineup and the panels and whatnot. And we'll see you there, and we'll see you Sunday at 10 a.m. on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. And until then, good luck to us all.